Trucker sings, making it hard to drive. So the spider scissors keeping us on the line. Trucker sings, making it hard. Kim says, Unreal man. 9 to 10 guys in esports got hardcore yellow fever. Boba Asian saturation is insane. Huh. Yeah, I wonder if that's true. And most esports guys are dating a girl from Asia. I gotta tell you, my own experience, very difficult dating women from China. Very, they weren't too happy with me and my shenanigans. Hold on, let me mute this idiot. God, day 89. We have been doing this for a long, long time. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing. Uh, Somebody posted in the other chat it's like a fake health advisory. Staying safe at the glory hole. It includes get the whole picture, peek before you poke, avoid gendered language, and watch your back. Oh, it's about not like crouching down in a position that strains your lower back. Not about keeping an eye out for somebody coming up behind you to rail you. I love it. That's so good. All right, what do we got here? Let me. Day 89. Man, I'm gonna be so happy when I can just take a fucking break on this whole thing. I think I'm gonna spend like maybe 1 or 2 days where I don't even get up and stream in the morning. Because we'll have done like so much at that point. 89 days is a long fucking time. It's 3 months straight of doing this just about every morning. And if we weren't working on this in the morning, we were working on something else. So I think I took maybe a total of like 3 days off during that whole time frame. Maybe a little more. Like there were days where I was sick as hell. Days where I was just fucking depressed. All kinds of shit. And we still did it anyway. We're not done yet. We have 60 more pages to get through. But yeah, we have, how many days do we have left here? 23. So we have 8 more days to do it in. So that's not too bad. Also, I can't count because we have 66 more pages to get through. Still not sleeping well. I mean, last night I know why I didn't sleep well, but I don't know why I didn't sleep. I'm like, I keep waking up fucking startled. Is this, I guess probably sleep apnea or whatever there. Not too happy, to tell you the truth, about that old sleep apnea. But I digress. So let's get down to it. This is Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady by Zak Zyz. Chapter 82. Raining on the Parade. It's 5.2, 10 a.m., and it happens at Union Square. It starts to rain on Gary's parade. Yeah. What street were they on when they caught him there? Oh, because they're going down Broadway there. So they would pass like right through Union Square. Let's see. I mean, if the police had any sense, they would take him over to Park Avenue. That makes sense. Yeah, they would take. What's the route of up and down Park Avenue? White spats with arrow collars, high hats, and lots of dollars. Spending every dime for a wonderful time. All right. So they were right over here at the Home Depot at 6th Avenue and 23rd. So the first turn that they could have taken would be 5th Avenue, but that would put them right through Washington Square Park. And it's not really, it takes them over here. African Burial Ground. Ooh. That's haunted. So it would make a little bit more sense if they hopped over here onto Park Avenue South, and then they got onto Bowery. Right here. That makes a lot more sense. Although, isn't this one way in the other direction? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, streets are stupid in New York City. Yeah, so you would have to go here you'd have to take Broadway all the way down to... Yeah, Broadway just goes in totally the wrong direction. Ideally, we would get over onto Bowery. Yeah, so I could see them if they're going to Chinatown, they would probably just get onto 3rd Avenue and run down Bowery. So that takes them, like, pretty much right to Duchance. Duchance is down here. Let's see. Ideally, I'd love to have them going down Mott Street, because that's where that old arcade is at. Yeah, they'd have to dip over on Houston. Okay, cool. Yes, hello, George Washington. You are the only one in the chat. I'm good. Ooh. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, shots of fat drops. Wait, is Jenk Massler, is that Canada 420 right there? Holler if that is you, Canada 420. But, yeah, hold on. I'm not going to go too deep into it right there. But, yeah, I think that's Canada 420. I don't think I've seen you on one of these editing streams before. Welcome there. All right, so the Thunderheads roll in. Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, are you in Ukraine at the moment? Or are you back in America? How's everything working out there? Yeah, I haven't heard from you in a long fucking time. I just talked to Sloth the other day about how he's getting set up in Montana and has like no time to even like play World of Nerdcraft anymore, which is sad. That's what running a whole stable of sex horses will do to you, I guess, there. God. Dong Tana. And then, yeah, I guess he's pretty safe from coronavirus out there because I don't have any people. Oh, there's a bit of lag? Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're in Kiev right there. Yeah, what's the situation over there? Are people, like, dying in droves, or are they just too Slav to go down? They just, like, clutch a bottle of vodka. And, there's a bit of a lag. Chat with us. Oh, I'm just talking on the whole thing. Jank, are you seeing this right here? Page 631 of 698, and we've been doing it for 89 days straight. Could you ever believe that like, when you knew me back in the day, that I would be able to, like, keep this shit up for so long? All right, good. Very few deaths. It's good to hear. No lockdown. Yeah, I'm hearing that in Sweden and so forth, where they just, like, fuck the lockdown or whatever. They did all right. But I think Americans are just too fucking gregarious to make it in this world. They're just all on top of each other, and I'm no different, to tell you the truth. Like, I'm trying to keep from getting the bug, but, you know, I'm a man. I got needs. Ugh. It starts to rain on Gary's parade. The Thunderheads roll in. The Thunderheads roll in as the fuck. Damn eyes. So maybe the virus is fake and gay. Not sure what's with America. I think it's a combination of having a high population density in areas that are super poor and uneducated, and those people actively going to church all the time. And it's also probably has a lot to do with those giant fucking protests where everybody was out in the street together, spreading the virus amongst each other. And the fact that, you know, like, people live on a diet of mostly fast food here, and they're going to, like, all these intersections where they're all interacting with each other all the time. Hard hats, more like hard chats. Oh, it's not harbingers, it's harbingers. Harbingers of the downpour to come. Yeah, I always mispronounce that one. So Ukraine has all that minus the protests. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I didn't go to any of the protests, and I fucking love civil disobedience and anarchy and just blowing stuff up for no reason. I love that shit. Even though I'm old now and I realize it's retarded. But I looked at those protests and I was like, those people are gonna get fucking sick. You know, I'm not going over there. Even though, were I to be unfettered, I could have probably landed some protester trim. But even that self-interest was not enough to motivate me to get out there and get sick, or maybe get somebody else sick, because everybody knows, you know, you're half latent and all that. I don't know, man. I really feel like stupidity is a major factor, and the inadequacy of our schools is a huge factor. Because all these poor whites and that are fucking spreading it around now in, like, Florida and so forth. Also, like, it, as opposed to some of these places, like, I don't understand why we have more than Brazil. Because my theory was, you know, we have, like, higher standard of living in some ways than a lot of countries, so potentially we have more old people lingering around to get rid of, so that could explain it. But the whole thing is just hold on, let's let me get down to there. But it starts to rain on Gary's parade. The Thunderheads roll in as the motorcade passes Union Square. Big fat raindrops start to ping against the brims of their hard hats. harbingers of the downpour to come. Should have stolen some fucking ponchos. Nearly all of Gary's men are thinking, should have stolen some fucking ponchos. Hell yeah. Poncho theft. But really, what's rain to the likes of them? So what do we gain from changing summer to summertime? I do like in the summertime, just because it's like a neat reference to a song. In the summertime. Oh, in the summer just sounds like colloquial speech. All this should be as colloquial as possible. Yeah, if you haven't, I guess you haven't been here for the whole thing. Yeah, so this book is told through the voice of the narrator, Lemon Lemoyne, who is a big fat guy covered in tattoos that owns a dive bar in Hell's Kitchen. So anytime that we're doing like a narrator, right, it's supposed to be in that voice. This very New York kind of fucking dude. That's why you see me like I'm trimming a little bit of that because you know it's a fine balance of how fucking yoked up we can get this. But yeah, when we say, but really, what's rain to the likes of them? These guys live under bridges. They sleep on rooftops in the summertime and drainage pipes in the winter. The elements are their element. They're proud of it too. Yeah. So this one, actually, I think you would honestly really dig this story. So let me just paraphrase a little bit of it, because it'll put me back on track here. So this is about a dive bar in Hell's Kitchen where some of the drunks that are regulars there start to pick up superpowers for no fucking reason that they can see. Like there's this 14-year-old boy that hangs out there that just becomes invisible. And he does all the terrible things that a 14-year-old boy who was invisible would be in graphic. You can figure it out there. I don't need to get too deep into it on this stream. Then there's a woman who starts to be able to see electricity. First, just like, 10-2 glowing in the walls and transformers glowing under the sidewalk. She can actually see electricity as if it were visible light. But it starts to get stronger. And she's seeing finer and finer charges until finally she's like seeing people's fucking synapses firing in their brains and electricity running through their nerves and everything. And she likes the world of electrical sight better than regular sight and starts to find it more and more difficult to focus on the visible spectrum. Also, as a fun consequence, she starts generating like this huge electrical charge all the time. So if you touch her, you'll get zapped and maybe even electrocuted. She winds up barbecuing a bunch of police officers by accident. Then there's a cop in the story who has the ability to teleport, but he just always winds up back in the bathroom of his apartment. and and it happens to him when he's like stressed out too. So he'll be in the middle of a crime scene or something like that, then poof, vanishes, and he's back in his apartment. Like, fuck, not again. And so there's a few other characters with power, but the main premise of the story is that normal people who are not on that, like, with great power comes great responsibility, to who aren't bad people, but they're just regular people. They make some terrible decisions with their power. The way that I think, the way that I think people would actually act if they suddenly, they're not going around rescuing cats out of trees. They're very self-interested. They're very like, why is this happening to me? And they're very ill-equipped to deal with this power that they did not deserve, didn't ask for, and cannot control. So, it's really, the whole book is about an exploration of power, but it's very, very New York. Like, you can fucking smell the subway on every page, is what I tell people. And it's really kind of like a love letter. And we've been doing a ton of research on here. We're making sure that, like, also this is set in 2006, right? So we're making sure all the technology lines up. It's the year where they released the iPhone, and also all the tech is period appropriate. And we've tried to line up like the flights and when buildings actually were there, and trade center explosions and shit like that. So, but also at this point in the story, earlier this morning, they blew up the George Washington Bridge, and they blew up the Lincoln Tunnel and the Holland Tunnel. And there's a huge riot going on in Chinatown. Buildings are just burning down right and left. Half the police in the city are down there, and they've called in the National Guard. Whew. Man, I can't hear all that, and I wish I could read this fucking book again myself, but instead I gotta edit it. Mm, yeah, let's cut that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gary's army aren't cops. They aren't soldiers anymore. The veterans aren't soldiers anymore. Most of them aren't anything at all, and they never were. A lifetime of slumping against public edifices and getting high doesn't do much to prepare for this kind of thing. A lifetime of slumping against public edifices and getting high hasn't really prepared them for war. Gary can feel them shrinking behind their armor, putting their hard hats and knee pads between them and the world. I like that concept, but I don't know where it's gone. And so, by the way, this character is a telepath, Gary. Gary the fairy. Yeah, he's real creepy. Gary can feel those men shrinking behind. Gary can feel his men shrinking behind their armor, putting their hard hats and knee pads between them and the world. They're hoping the other guys are braver than they are. Some of the troops have already lost in their minds. Some of his troops have already lost the battle. This whole thing is just a glorified suicide attempt. Maybe the big guy in the sky, comma. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, so that's. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe the big. Yeah, there's no comma there. So the point was an error. Maybe the big guy in the sky will knock some years off purgatory for going out on a crusade. That's a tough sentence. That's a fucking mouthful. They're hoping the big guy in the sky will knock some years off purgatory for going out on a crusade. Gary can get behind that. if certain is hyphenated. At the front of the parade are the disciples. That's their name, not his. They picked that name, not Gary. Gary thinks it's creepy. Robeson, Terry, and Big Al Little. Okay, so let me make a final note right here. I don't want to go back to correct it. But... Immune to beeps. Oh god, you're fucking missing out right there. Yeah, I fucking highlighted you and everything. YouTube don't beep. Oh shit, the sun is coming up. Yeah, there was a big storm last night. It's gonna be a pretty sunset, but we gotta edit this book. Imagine if I get fucking rioted today and I miss my last sunset to fix a bunch of commas. I'll be okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't like that. No. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a... You know, honestly, it would be almost like... Is that semicolon territory? Yeah, it's not a full colon. It might be a semicolon. No, because it's a comma-separated list. Okay. Yeah, it's a colon. Yeah, it's like a it's a situation where you use a colon. Oh, hold on, let me fucking why is hold on. I'm so tired of having to fucking ban Jewbird for this constant nonsense. All right, hold on. Yeah, that'll teach him. I'm sure. All right, hold on. All right, so now they're axing attention-seeking behavior. Well, he got it. Yeah, he got all the attention that he wanted. So we gave all these names, but I don't think we can just dump 4 new names at this point in the book. We needed to establish them earlier. So yeah, I don't want to just have a fucking name dump. And I'll tell you what's happening there. We're naming those characters so that we can kill them later. You know, it's a really cheap author trick, and I don't like it. I'm gonna take it out. Yeah. Yeah. They think he can save them. Save the whole fucking city. Then the entire world after. That's a big weight for a guy who's already heavy enough. Yeah, I think that's a bad spot. It's a heavy weight to carry. But Bit and Gary can't convince them otherwise. They've already made up their minds. Nothing will sway them. They've already made up their minds, and nothing will sway them. I like that better. Yeah, I think Burden is a little better. Their expectation is a burden, but Gary can't convince them otherwise. They've already made up their minds, and nothing will sway them. Oh, it's Big Jira? Hell yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's a rough fucking paragraph. Yeah, my eye is fucking bugging out. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good to make that plural right there. So I think that's better. The part that introduces him can be organized, should be reorganized to flow better. All right, well, that's like one of those, like, you have to have a concrete suggestion behind that. Yeah, just like a generalized, like, this can flow better or something like that is like very difficult to even know where to begin there. So try to like lead in with one like concrete, like, what if we did this or something like that. But let's take a look at it and see if we can figure it out. This is a big, like, inside Gary's head chapter, and it's kind of like slow paced and sloggy. I mean, it makes sense that it's a slog because they're fucking marching in the rain, but we could make it a little better. Yeah, this is a spot where, like, this paragraph could basically be saying, like, the composition of the entire fucking parade, and I think it's chopped up between a bunch of different things. I'm editing YAML, way lamer. Oh, I know. I wonder if there is, like, a, like, sort of an inherent, like, an inherent link between people who are, like, software programmers and editors. Just because, like, I don't know, you know, the book is like just a program that you're running in your imagination, I guess. As lame as that sounds. And I guess people who actually program for a living are like, hey, things have to work, you know, there has to be a certain syntax, and things have to be laid out a certain way, or this fucking ship ain't gonna sail. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I like that. Yeah. Jared says, I think the biggest difference between writing programs and writing books is that one of them pays. Yeah, man. Like, the well, I mean, you can have a program that nobody fucking uses. Like, there are a lot of apps floundering on the App Store that nobody ever spent a cent on. But yeah, I don't know. Like, the magic of, like, writing a book really only triggers if, like, a somebody reads it and it just blows their fucking mind and they're like, yeah, you know. And the magic of a program is like you launch an executable and then it fucking misfiles your taxes or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. All right, there we go. The true magic of programming is when you install a program that works great, and when you upgrade it, the uninstaller deletes boot.ini, and you don't even know what happened until the next day. Huh. Huh. Why would something ever delete boot.ini? Oh, what do we get here? Oh, Steady just subscribed. Shout out to Steady right there. Where are you even at? In the chat. Wish my eye wasn't fucking flicking. You can see me like rubbing it and shit non-stop on this. Yeah, when I don't sleep super well, my left eye starts bugging out like fucking crazy. It's getting all cloudy and everything. Oh, Jake Master now following. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Smash that like button. That's one of the great tragedies of my life, that I don't get to smash any dikes because they're not into me. Ugh, killing me. Bro, you know what I've been missing in the link in the hip hop chat? Yeah, I stopped linking it in the hip hop chat because I just didn't want to bother people. You know what I mean? You know, people are there to talk about hip hop, and there's very little hip hop in this book. There's a lot of song references, but few to hip hop songs. I should work when I work on a hip hop book. I'll fucking I'll link it there. But yeah, I linked it a little bit so people could get the idea. But like honestly, if you're doing it in 90 days, you only want to link it in spots where you know people like you. Hopefully. Mm. Yeah, always there to talk about hip hop, but it was mad dope to see somebody in there doing a writing stream and seeing book covers. Oh yeah, yeah, that was back when we were doing that Space Tards. I linked Space Tards a bunch in hip hop Discord just because it was funny, and we were working on those book covers. We came out with a dope fucking book cover. Hold up. Let me dance off of this here screen for a second, and let me show you what we got here. All right, so check this shit out. This blows my fucking mind just to see this right here. So here is that book that we worked on fucking editing here. Let me hold it up. Oh, the green screen is cutting out the some of the title because it's green. But yeah, that's the book that we worked on there, Space Tars. It's just a little shorty. But at the very beginning, you can see... you can't fucking read it from here, but it says, special thanks to the participants of the live-streamed edits. Bathywa, Stratum, Skip Donahue UK, Ryan, Negi, Jira, Adjective Noun, Kid Icarus, and Super Hura. And then our author's note. This book deals with issues of developmental disability in a way intended to be humorous and uplifting. My aim is to portray the characters as heroic figures with hopes, dreams, and feelings, even if they are Marines. Gangsta. And then we got the whole list of all the different soldiers that were in the thing. God damn. Thing is fucking... It's making it look deep fried. Well, it's shiny as fuck. We got gloss on this guy right here. But, whew, yeah, loving it. Yeah, I think I'm going for a glossy cover on that one. Space Tards. Yeah, and then I changed up the fucking. I like the way that the author name looks there, where it's just 3 letters on top of each other. This is one of my more favorite covers that I've worked on there because it's just so. I need to get it together and fucking record the audiobook for that, honestly. And my recording booth is about 100 degrees right now, so it'll be like being in a sauna the whole time. I'm gonna have fucking sweat dripping off of me and everything. I need to just fucking do that. I've wanted to do that every day for like the last month, but I just put all my yeah. You look at it and you're like, huh, the fuck is this? Hopefully it's gonna make like a good Amazon image. So what I really need to do is I need to find like a big counterculture streamer. Like my ideal would be somebody like fucking Dankula, who I think is super funny. And I like that guy, but just somebody who can review a book about retarded space marines and enjoy it and get it in front of a big audience. You know, that's what we really need there. So rather than like trying to market it to fucking normies, I need to just shell out some money to for paid reviews from fucking, I don't know, some of these nerds. So I haven't really done any work on putting it on Amazon yet. I think I'm almost done typesetting it and everything, but I want to record the audiobook first. And I've just been, when we're working on this editing stream, I just don't have the bandwidth to do anything else. Like I do this work in the morning, that like 3 or 4 hours that I put into this in the morning, then I'm fucking done for the day. I don't do anything else. I just play video and get fat. But I need to come up with a marketing plan for this one because Space Tards could generate a ton of outrage, and it's honestly it's just a good fucking book. It's entertaining. I love like listening to those retarded space marines and like their dumb ideas for how to fix stuff and saws Gunny, I should do all the voices and everything from it. But yeah, like I've just decided like I'm not gonna publish that one until I do like some background marketing on it because it's just worthless if you can't if you put the book out and you haven't done any like effort towards marketing or whatever, you're just pissing in the wind. Nobody's gonna pick up the book, and that one it's like fun. So anyhow, like if you have any ideas on marketing it or know anybody has any kind of reach that would be willing to even like a bad review where they're like, I think this is really exploitive and something like that. That would take me like much farther than just like some unnamed, and shout outs to the people who did review my other books on their like book reviewer blogs, but nobody reads those fucking things. Nobody cares, That's one of the things. I've tried a bunch of different things like marketing these books, like book review blogs and fucking trying to go on interviews in places and down to like I've had more success just setting up a table and giving books away on the street, like finding new readers, than I had with all that other shit, like getting book reviews and nonsense like that. It's just, so yeah, that's the thing. There needs to be audiobooks. Make them like, I do want to do voices for them, but it's actually like very difficult to keep track of, because there are 20 different Marines in this story. What do we have? And Gunny, Bonzo, and Member, they all talk a lot. Sticky talks, Bango talks, Choppa talks, Yank talks. Like, they all talk is the thing, and they all have to have, like, a different fucking voice. And I have no idea how to keep track of them. If you've ever watched my other show, you know that I can't keep an accent for, like, an intent. Like, I start talking, and, like, one sentence later, I lose the accent. It's tough. But I gotta try. Yeah, I feel like I should make like a palette of voices, like just an audio file that I can fucking listen to where I've done like a sentence or two in each of the characters. Like maybe that's the way that you fucking do it. I could even set up like a little, I could set up one of the stream decks so that it makes like that noise every time I do one of the character voices, just to remind me to stay in character. Anyhow, we got to get through this chapter. Yeah, there we go. Gary hasn't even known them a week, but he's so deep in their heads. It feels like he's known them all. He's like, look at these commas coming through for logic. Hell yeah. Audio deepfake. Honestly, remember, like, Wheaton Kid was like so adamant that we should have the fucking audiobook done by Shit Poster. He's gonna pay like $50. I don't think Shit Poster would actually do it. You know, like it's a lot of work to like reading this audiobook. It's probably about 12 hours of like hardcore reading to get it all right. Let other people be the Marines in the audiobook. Outsource voice work from willing participants for free. Even if it's shitty, it might still be funny. I thought about that too. That's so much work to like organize all that and fit it in together and so forth and send things back for other takes and so forth. Also, for the most part, if you're listening to an audiobook, it's like jarring if like to have actors come in and do the fucking lines and so forth, and just to have one person do the narration. I don't know, it might be like a better book though if we had that happen. But yeah, just think about like what a pain in the ass it would be trying to get like 20 different people to do their lines. And but then the other part about that is that all those people would be fucking involved in the project and then tell their friends about it and so forth. It's a good idea. It would probably take like a month of working to get that to work out. And it would be like a huge pain in the ass to set up all those lines. And like finding like 20 people to do it would be kind of difficult. But I got the inside tracks on Marines that might be literate. Oh yeah, that's the other part of it. Like you have to like fucking, you know, because they can't read. I know a bunch of Marines too. Let me take a look at the script for each character, and we'll see the other part of it. Well, the nice part about it is that what I can do to each of them is I can put like a fucking filter on, like an AM filter on all of their tech, because they're like talking to each other through like strings, literally like telephone string, like they're talking to each other through wires, and they're in helmets and stuff like that. So we could do a little modulation on some of their voices, but like, you know, you can't have like somebody's fucking cat yowling in the background and all that. I gotta tell you, I really like that idea of outsourcing all the stuff, and then we could have Shit Poster do like just one character. One character he could do. He couldn't narrate the entire book. Yeah, like I mean, honestly, we were looking for an idea on how to market the book, and then that's a fucking a great one. Just like, hey, give me some lines for this book. Let's hear what like one of the lines would be out of this guy. Wait, you jupe pigger. And then she's too pretty to blow, Bango. Take it all down. Aw, for what, Gunny? Something's Chucky. Aye, aye, Gunny, Bango agreed, trusting Gunny's gut. It was strange to hear Bango through the constrained frequencies of the trunk wire. He had the deepest voice in the platoon. Platoon. And then Gunny's like reminding himself. Can't remember. Saws, Gunny. If you can't remember, you go into reminder room, Heaves groaned, and a chorus of boos met the mention. Nobody liked to think about the reminder room. Right again, Heaves. Might make Space Tards a cult classic. God, I would love to make a fucking cartoon of Space Tards. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm jizzing all over myself as the thought of it. All right, let's fucking do that. You have absolutely convinced me there, Steady. It's a lot of work. I'm gonna have to chop up the script, but I can do it anyways because I need to format the script. There's a formatting that I use for the teleprompter, where I have each of the lines for the different people. And when can I buy this on Amazon? Yeah, I think the other part of it is like we'll make a YouTube video of the whole thing, and we'll have to do a video of me like narrating it, fucking here, God, that'll be hard to do. But yeah. Like, all right, we can make a go of this shit. Yeah, like we have the power. All right, I like it. I like it. uh, yeah, and then what I'll do there, what I'll do is, all right, I've got the idea. Fuck, that's gonna be a lot of work. I'm literally signing on for. It's gonna be that's 80 hours of work that we just talked about right there to make that happen. Like easily 80 hours of work. And if we really want to figure on the number of audiobooks that I can sell there, we'll probably like getting, let's say that we get 10 people involved there, and those 10 people tell their friends about it and so forth, and like maybe that each of them can get 4 or 5 of their friends to buy a copy of the book. The price on fucking Audible is going to be like $5 or $6. I'm going to come away with like $1 in profit of that. I think the best that we could possibly hope for is 1,000 copies of the ebook and print book at fucking. I've already done that work. All right, let's just say I'm going to be happy if I can spend that 80 hours on the audiobook and I can make minimum wage off of it right there. Ooh. So Logic, I don't have a game plan. Yeah, we just slowed down our production a lot. But I mean, honestly, after we finish with this, I'm gonna need something else to keep my time occupied. All right, so let me get people together. I'm gonna put together today. I'm gonna create a list of all the lines for all the different characters. I'm gonna let people basically send me in some audition lines if they want to try for a character. And hear what I definitely want to get shitposter one of the characters. It's just super necessary. We're gonna have to limit it to people who have like a reasonable microphone. It doesn't have to be like state of the art or anything. And then yeah, I'll do a bunch of Foley and sound effects. It's a great fucking idea, man. Once the audiobook blows up, take all 20 voice actors to the big screen for big Hollywood. I gotta tell you, if I ever get any kind of fucking money off all this shit, I think you guys know me pretty fucking well. Like, the gravy train is not gonna stop because I don't save any money whatsoever. I'm gonna spend every fucking cent, and I'm never gonna forget the people. And I haven't done it so far. Like, I think I've usually been pretty legit with the people who have helped us with the other show and so forth. My loyalty is absolutely like really easy to buy, and yeah, like I'm taking these fucking people with me if I can. Anyhow. So Gary, Gary tries to shake the death thoughts out of his head. So phone might, yeah, honestly, like right now, the built-in microphones on like iPhones are really decent at this point. They're really, really solid. You could get a good recording. It's just about like how quiet the space that you're in is in. So everybody has access to a decent microphone. The other part is like we don't need like 96K, super high fidelity. It just has to not sound awful, and it has to sound like not so awful that it distracts from like all the other things. And I love this idea. And it's not like an original idea. Like we definitely have talked about it on the stream before, but this is the first time where I like really like somebody wanted the thing to happen, and they kind of convinced me like I should do it. So I think it's a great idea. I still think we need to get like a fucking Dankula or like a, I don't know, like I wonder if we have some connections to Fucking Charles from MDE. I wonder if Charles would read this. I don't think Sam Hyde would fucking read anything or talk about it. He's just super far out. But I wonder, I'm going to ask James Price if he knows anybody that's like connected that would read that. People need to like, it's hard to reach the audience of fucking internet memers that I think would really respond well to Space Tards. But it has everything that they want. Get Kim to do. Oh, I would love to have Kim in there. We'll have him do one of the roles, but as anonymous or something, right? He can't be associated with fucking Space Tards. But yo, I bet a bunch of people in the hip hop Discord would be there, and I'd love to have, like it's described as bango. I'd love to have like some black voices in there, right? We don't talk about race at all in the story, but I would honestly like, I would fucking love it if I cast just all real strong black voices in there. Then the fucking people who are gonna come like, you can't say retarded, they wouldn't know what the fuck to think. You know, it would fuck up their whole game plan if I have like this amazing cast of but then again, we'll see what's going on there. Also, let's be real, those voices are just better for narration. Real talk. Kale Man? Oh goddamn. Oh, Kale Man's fucking amazing. Get him up in there. Yeah, Kim would help me out too. Kim has been like such a friend to me and to my broadcast. He's a fucking real one. I'm a patron of the hip hop Discord and I'm proud of it. Loving it. There we go. Trying to shake the death thoughts. Gary looks over the formation of bums. Following... Yeah, let's make that... They picked that name, not Gary. It creeps him out. Robeson, Terry, and Big Al Little were the first, but more have glommed on. Mick, Dolores, Esteban, a bunch of others. And a whole bunch of others. Gary hasn't even known them a week, but he's so deep inside their heads, it feels like he's known them all his life. A big Kale Man up in there. Oh, fuck. Wait, is Dirty fucking... Has he been back to the server, or has he totally lost his fucking mind? I would get Dirty to do a roll. Just like to throw him a bone right there. Big Dirty. I bet Sloth would do it. Hell yeah. Oh, I want to get Sloth in there. Remember the Sloth in the house voice that he did when he did his rap? Hell, and it's been too long since I've done a fucking rap contest, by the way. It's fucking time. Let me talk with Kim. Let me make another one happen. I want it to be a rap, like if Corona had never happened, like yeah, like a world without a virus. Where we just talk about all the shit we would be doing this summer if not for the fucking virus. That's all I want to think of. I don't want to think about fucking viruses or Donatello or fucking worldwide economic disaster. Like, yeah, just a fucking summer fun. Yeah, that's it. That's all it is. Yeah, let's do a fucking summer. Let me find a beat that's like summer fun, and we'll fucking do it. All right. That's what I want to do. God. All these ideas. But we still got to get through this work. Okay. All the veterans are marching together behind the disciples. And they're rightfully afraid. At the rear and on the fringes are the crazies. The ones too wild to join the formation and too loopy to stay focused for long. What an army. Yeah, so let's break that there. Cool, and then we're going to chop that out of there. Comma splice, all the veterans are marching. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Gary is hobbling along beside the disciples, because they'll get antsy if he is in an eye shot. They think he can save them, save the whole fucking city, and the entire world after. And the entire world after that. Comma splice, all the veterans are marching. Yeah, that's a good spot to take that out. Big Brongulus, we're almost done with this motherfucker, believe it or not. So I want something that's like, hold on. Yeah, that's what I want. Gary wonders if he ought to just surrender to the inevitable deification. Mm-hmm. Let's take a look at Logic's. Oh god. Yeah, all the veterans are marching together behind the disciples. All right. Use of burden. Let's see if we use burden anywhere else. How many times do we use? No. There we go. No, we do not. There are only 3 instances of it in the book, so they're not there. Where's the other one? Oh yeah, the other one is way back in like chapter whatever. Cool. So 3 is within our burden budget. Ugh, God, this chapter. 100 men, 100 unlikely plans. In the face of death. You do need a comma. Comma coin. I fixed the sound effects this morning. Hell yeah. Alright, hold up. Someone has chatted unto me. Oh, I did misspell twitch.tv. I wonder why that wasn't fucking linking. Well, nobody watches on. Oh, wait, Ole. Wait, is that the fucking League of Legends player? Yeah, he's like a. What? Maybe he's no longer. What the fuck is that? Yo, what is this tweet? Yeah, what the fuck, Kim? Kim. Oh, that's wild. God, that's a crazy fucking tweet there. Yes, this is a League of Legends player, and he tried to tweet about how he's from South Korea and he's racist, but then he met a couple of guys who were black, and they invited him back to his place to hang out and so forth. And he was like, "Huh, yeah, these guys are really cool." And he started to like question his perception, but he says it in this like broken English, and he's like, "I met two men of black color. Holy, they are so cool." And like everybody's like, "Oh God, delete the tweet, idiot!" And it's too late. Yeah, you can't ever delete anything now. You have to own up to everything. Like people, once there's blood in the water, people will never let up. Absorbing their thoughts, Gary wonders why they're all wired this way. Can they ever get past the default setting? The one that makes them all believe instead of think. The broken switch in all these men that makes them say fuck it when they ought to hold off. So default setting is what I want. Mm, Okay. All right. So this is like a big paragraph here, and one where we really need a lot of clarity. 100 men, 100 unlikely plans. In the face of battle, everyone knows what they really want. I should outsource some of this description to Stoic philosophy. It's like one of the few places in the book where we're kind of like pretentiously trying to be like, why are we like this? Absorbing their thoughts, Gary wonders why they're all wired that way. Absorbing their thoughts, Gary wonders why everyone is wired this way. Can they ever get past the inclination to believe instead of think? To go all in? Can they ever get past the inclination to believe? I thought I said just now I wanted to cut some out. Like this is an important paragraph for Gary right here. The same broken pieces landed them all here, marching towards their doom. As in Gary too, this fucking condition everyone's got. Can they ever rise above this? The storm's picking up. Bullets of ice-cold rain drum against his hard hat. They sting against his skin and the discomfort. Should have swiped some gloves. Should have gotten an earlier start. It's 10 a.m. going on midnight. The storm's picking up. Bullets of ice-cold rain drum against his hard hat. They sting his skin. The fuck was that? Who dares to summon me? Alright, honestly, you should be muted altogether. Muted. Muted. Fucking annoying. Alright, there we go. Garfield Gamer 84 followed you. God, what a dumb fucking situation the world is in. The storm's picking up. They're almost at Chinatown. So I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take that. Yeah. So here, this comma slice we're gonna leave in. Also, is 10 a.m. like hyphenated or something like that? No, it's like some weird thing. And then I'll give logic a colon 2. I got into contact with the guy who escaped into the German Black Forest for 6 days. Oh, is that the guy with the fucking puma? Where they were trying to steal his puma? Yeah, that was fucked up, man. Let the man have a puma. If he wants to get eaten, it's his own fucking fault. A manhunt of 1,000 cops versus one guy, 2 jets, and a helicopter. Was that all for the fucking puma? Oh, the Black Forest, yeah. Not the back forest, which is the hair on your anus. Yeah, what the fuck is that all about? Yves Rausch. I never heard of this guy. But honestly, let me finish editing this fucking thing. Like, got a long way to go in this chapter, and we need to finish it today. I don't like burst of gunfire. I think fucking. Oh, now I have to know if that's the Puma guy. I don't know why he wouldn't just tell me. Disarmed police sent to interfere with his entirely innocent lifestyle. The fuck is death metal underground? Use Rouch. I don't see any fucking news about this. There's a researcher. And then some death metal underground thing. Hessian throws Germany into chaos by resisting the police. Suspicious figure in combat gear carrying a bow and arrows. He pulled a gun on them. known dropout, harmonious life in and within nature. Luddite. Oh, okay. Yeah, this guy hasn't been in the news mainly. Okay, it's not the Panther guy. Some dude trying to live in the forest, and then they try to track him down because he pulled a gun on them. Yeah, I don't know what it is. These guys like hanging out in the forest on their own. They always get fucking paranoid and weird. Yeah, people are not meant to live in isolation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so he let up on the back rotor. Droning overhead. Drone is the verb. There, propeller blades. Drone. Yeah. They can hear propeller blades overhead. A police helicopter swoops in for a look. A police helicopter swoops in for a closer look at Gary's parade. Yeah, I like that. That's better. Yeah. Gary suppresses an... Why? They hear propeller blades overhead. Yeah, I like that. I like that better. That's much improved. Why not? It's the end of the world after all. But before he can, 3 shots. Yeah. Before he can, why is that italics? Yeah. I'm not sure what the status is. Keeping the comma splices, so I never mention them. Yeah, like in most cases, so here's like when there are 2 unrelated clauses that are joined by a comma, and like just replacing with and doesn't make sense there, it should just be 2 separate sentences for the most part. When we did the fucking edit of space tards, this guy removed something on the order of like 300 or 400 sentences that were just 2 completely independent clauses joined by a comma. I do that all the fucking time when I'm writing, and it's every editor I've ever had has been like, God, let up on that. So totally worthwhile to mention those, and often we can have clearer writing if we break them up. Sometimes they're there for a stylistic reason, because and like as we're reading the sentence aloud, like I pick out some of them. They hear propeller blades overhead. A police helicopter swoops in for a closer look at the parade. Gary has a dumb urge to wave at them. Why not? It's the end of the world after all. Okay, this should be. Before he can, 3 shots ring out from a rooftop. There's a crack as one strikes the chopper. Yeah, crack should be italicized. That is a comma. Alright, so... Oh, I should read that fucking helicopter gender thing. And then Spathiwa had one for italicizing crack. I wonder what would happen. So when he lets off the rotor, all right. So as the helicopter is spinning out of control, what does it sound like? Here, let's. Shocking moment, helicopter crash film spinning out of control. Okay. Well, that's great. Oh, that's not helpful. Okay. I have never, this sounds like an engine coping, a back rotor spinning Doppler effect. Oh, that's cool. Fuck off. There we go. Sound. They can hear the Doppler effect of the back rotor whizzing around. Meow, meow, meow. So what are they called? Like the they call it a sheath? Oh, curtain wall. Uh, glass and steel skyscrapers are banned. When were they gonna fucking do that? Yeah. Self-cleaning concrete. Ugh. I love the part of the rotors spinning with the Doppler effect. That's dope. Um, okay, cool. The pilot's been hit. When he lets up on the back rotor, the helicopter spins out of control and starts to fall. The Doppler effect makes the back rotor sound like a race car zipping around a track. Yeah, yeah, I like it. Oh, should that be separated? But not for long. Oh, I don't even think. Yeah. Let's just check out the chopper crashes into the side of a high-rise apartment building. Yeah. It wouldn't even sound like a circular saw, but you know what I'm talking about? There's this moment where the fucking rotor blades are chopping through the glass. The rotor blades chop into the glass sheath and send fragments blasting in every direction. Almost like a sprinkler turning back to its base position. We had like half a dozen, but then I was like, that's too many. Here. There we go. Now we can be indeterminate. Why must everything happen 3 times? Curses. No, you're probably right. It's way overused. Let's see. Let's make this. Let's state that for them to not get like completely fucked up by falling glass. Okay, and so halfway down the block is still like they're not. You know, they would be like 400 or 500 feet in the air. Okay, rooftop below the helicopter. He's overwhelmed by. He's like both. Yeah, like stunned is a good word there because he's like, you know, that's a big emotion for a lot of people. And let's. At first, Gary is overwhelmed. Yeah, why do we have it first there? Let's take that out. When he can think straight, he starts to feel through the formation, trying to see if anyone's hurt. But miraculously, no one's badly injured. Yeah. And then I was gonna... You guys... You sure you want to go into this shit? Olsen asked Gary. He's thinking hard about bailing himself. When he recovers, Gary probes through the formation, trying to see if anyone's hurt. There are a bunch of minor cuts from falling debris, but miraculously, no one's badly injured. But miraculously... Yeah, I don't like miraculously and seriously. No. Miraculously, no one's lost an eye, but there are a bunch of guys with minor cuts from falling debris. You sure you want to go into this shit? Officer Olson asked Gary. Olson is thinking hard about bailing on this whole endeavor. Hey, it's worse than I thought. Hey, it's worse than I thought it would be. If anyone wants to hang back, it's okay. I mean that. Really. Gary addresses his army. Okay. It just looks better to me, lowercase. Hey, it's worse than I thought it would be. If anyone wants to hang back, it's okay. I mean that. Really. Gary raises his voice till he's almost shouting so the army can hear him over the rain. Yeah. But you're still going, right? Terry asks. This is the moment where Gary could call the whole thing off. But all I can think about is that girl screaming under the concrete. The smell of burning flesh. The smell of her singed arm. About the angels floating in the white lights of the ER. About the 13 floors down to his sidewalk. About the 13-floor drop to the sidewalk. To turn back now could save his life, but it ain't worth saving. It never was. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going, Gary says. 100 heads not along with him. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, goddamn. Shh. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so I think we fixed the at first. Let's... Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's just cut that. That's a good cut. It would be like a really weird sound. Like I've been on a the side of a I've talked about this before, but like the side of a frozen, like when the ocean was like freezing along the shore, and every wave would like bring like a whole fucking wave of ice particles like crashing into the frozen beach. Oh, it was dope. It was bitterly fucking cold out there. Just like you could feel like your teeth were about to shatter, which is another way that I've been cold. So those would be good ways to describe it, but better just to cut it there. So okay, let's see. So that's a good one there. Okay, capitalization, we got it. Let me see. But you're still going, right? Terry asks. Yep, and then that capitalization need to be fixed. So Spathiwa, Spathiwa. No, he shouldn't have gotten that second point. Oh, well, I hit it too fast for the second one to register. But yeah, it was just 1 point. But all I can think about is the girl screaming under the concrete. But instead, he thinks about the girl screaming at... yeah, there we go. But instead, he thinks about the girl screaming under... And so, when you say all he can think about is like one thing, and then you got like 5 or 6 other things, it's not all you can think about. So, about the angels floating in the white lights of the ER. About the 13th-floor drop to the sidewalk. No. To turn back now could save his life, but it ain't worth saving. It never was. Yeah, I'm going, Gary announces. 100 heads not along with him. Like it. Really like it. So, let's look over this chapter real quick. So, chapter 82, very short. Rainin' on the Parade is a short little chapter. It runs from page 631 down to 3, 4, 5, 6, right there, right? And in those, yeah, like just 100, yeah, so day 89. 1182. I like that I can only remember, I used to have to remember strings of like 20 different numbers at once. I would have to hear them on the fucking radio and remember them and jot them down and like have a buffer or they're constantly coming in information. And now like I can't keep track of like 2, like 4 numbers. I have to check back. It's ridiculous there. All right, so we spent 239 on this, and that was chapter 82. And I'm glad like 3 different people were here, and each of you offered like a I mean more than 3 people, but 3 people primarily concerned with the editing, and each of you offered a like a really unique perspective on this, and this is an important chapter. This is, you know, Gary has the option to retreat, and he decides not to. He just thinks about how his life is worthless, and about like it's interesting here. Like, it would probably be a stronger concept if he thought about the people that he couldn't save there. But just something about that, the little girl screaming like under the concrete with her arm getting singed by the torch and something. That's an image that we have brought up several times. So it's pretty important to that character. So yeah, like this is. I like the helicopter just getting shot down and crashes into it. I think my favorite edit of the day. And hold on, I'm gonna give. Yeah, so I think I can do that. Hold on, does that work? No, maybe. There we go. So I'm giving 5 points for the Doppler sound of the rotor, because I think it is one of those concrete details that I wouldn't have thought up on my own, and just the sound of it, like, that would be amazing, right? That puts me right into the scene. It's like a concrete detail that I wouldn't have thought of that makes the scene so much better. So yeah, that's a 5-pointer for yours truly right there. Just the specific details that bring people into a screen, and also like specific details where, hey, that couldn't happen because this particular mechanic works. Those are, I value those really, really highly. So congrats on, I think it's the first 5-pointer that we've given out there. Still trailing behind Big Spiffy Wah at 321 to 239, but Brongulus climbing up there too. Like a few more edits, and Spathy Wall will no longer have 10 times as many edits as him right there. So that's pretty wild. Let's see. Is that how this works? I haven't been here to the end before now. We give out like very, very few of those. Usually if you get an extra point, it's because I've hit the button too many fucking times. But no, you have, I don't think you might have gotten like 1 or 2 2-pointers or something like that, but mostly it's 30 different edits that you've offered that have been solid. You've popped in like 5 or 6 times to this thing, and each time you've had like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 solid edits. So thank you guys. We're fucking doing it. I like that helicopter thing was so threadbare, and really that concrete. Oh, they're on the NQR line. So chapter 83. So this is another. I think a lot of the scenes leading up to these are characters. It's kind of like a One Day More type sequence, right? From fucking Les Mis or whatever. One day more to revolution. You know, we will nip it in the bud. We'll be ready for these schoolboys. They will wet themselves with blood. Shout out to your boy, ZYZ Valjean over here. But yeah, like, so we're almost fucking there. We have 62 pages left to, 61 pages left to do here. And if we keep up on our chapter, and I know that the next chapter is like a pretty solid one, because it's like a few flashbacks and like some bullshit with Matthew, and we'll be able to get it tomorrow. Yeah, I feel really good about the editing that we did today. And thank you guys for being a part of it. Super happy. All right, we're almost done with this. I can't wait to be finished with this book. But we may have to like rewrite the entire ending or something.